Warning. Pregnant women, the elderly, and children under 16 should avoid prolonged exposure to Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Dirt Diggler has high gluten content and is not kosher, halal, or vegan safe. Do not ingest Dirt Diggler, as Dirt Diggler is for external use only. Discontinue listening to Dirt Diggler if any of the following occurs: itching, vertigo, dizziness, discoloration of urine, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, slurred speech, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, heart palpitations, increased use of profanity. If listening to Dirt Diggler gives you an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, you're welcome. Listening to Dirt Diggler may lead to unplanned pregnancies. If Dirt Diggler begins to smoke, get away immediately. Seek shelter and cover head. Dirt Diggler may stick to certain types of skin. When not in use, Dirt Diggler should be returned to a special container and kept under refrigeration. The ingredients of Dirt Diggler include, but are not limited to, a glowing substance which fell to the earth, presumably from outer space, and bad memories. Do not taunt Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler does not come with a lifetime guarantee. Dirt Diggler. Enjoy the show.
Extra heat.
Once again, it is the Dirt Diggler, the dirtiest Diggler to ever Diggler. And for Dirt Cut Diggler,
right,
with me I
bitch,
have
right,
the Dork.
bitch, right.
Hey, it's the Dork, and insert catchphrase pending here.
So be it. All right, so this is the Dirt Diggler Shitty Sports Show, where two things. One, we are not ESPN because we say fuck way too much.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, and
besides which, fuck ESPN anyway.
and we never fact check. So that keeps things exciting.
Yeah, why not? We'll go with that.
Fuck it, we don't fact check. We're also for the third thing, which I didn't include at the beginning. But this is definitely not like your brother's podcast. Could be your dad, your uncle's though. Whatever responsible or irresponsible adult is in your life that may drink shitty beer, this is their podcast. This is the one. We do it for them. This is our audience.
We suffer through shit beers for
God
you.
damn, we got a special shit beer for you today. My
Oh
God.
my God.
Your fucking sucks already.
It's making us angry.
So, all right, we missed last week. All right, so like we said on the websites, on the Facebook and the whatnot, I had a wedding to go to. I got to see the Lip family become one. Charlie and Dan, they're longtime listeners, and hey, I appreciate you guys always listening. It was great to be there.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Great to be there. We're gonna have them on the show at some point, but they are officially a pair now. They are joined in holy matrimony. So
Nice.
best of luck to them as they go through with everything. But being at their wedding and everything means I couldn't do my show, which is not a problem, right? Weddings do take precedence over the show.
Hey, that's okay. The Dork went on a couple of dates.
The Dork went out.
Yeah, the Dork got out.
Wow.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I went to D.C. last night and tried to check out a Game of Thrones themed bar.
That sounds interesting. How was it?
I didn't get in. The line was too long. The line was too long. By the time I got halfway through the line, they was like, "Yo, we're closing it."
DC
15.
is incredibly expensive, so when you go down there, just know they're gonna break you off, man. But
but it was crazy.
Yeah, but we missed last week as a result, right? So,
Yeah.
like I said, you got to go out and do things, and I had the wedding and whatnot. But so I hit the Dork up on the old Facebook, and I'm like, dude, we got to do a show. He's like, yeah, I was totally missing, like, not shitting on the people, not shitting on athletes, and I was
I mean, come on.
me too. And I'm like, so here we are, right?
So we're back. We're getting this work.
Right where we are back this week to give you what you want.
The extra bit of savagery you come to expect.
Yeah, right? Because, bottom line is as much as you like to, Stephen A. Smith to say the word fuck this shit, he's never going to say fuck this shit. Even though he should say fuck this shit. He should quit totally. After saying fuck this shit. But he's never going to do it.
No.
So, all right, today's schedule is...
They should just quit, period.
Fucking... Dude, hey, hold on. Before we really get into it, you know what? No. I'm going to cover it when we talk about the things that I will list. Kyrie Irving... is a goddamn savage.
He's a dick.
He's a dick. We're actually going to talk about Kaepernick some more. Some of you are sitting there like, if I can tag it back, Kaepernick. It's my show. I'm going to talk about fucking Kaepernick today.
Yeah.
Because it's worth talking about. All right. And Ken's going to cover some baseball shit because Ken watches baseball.
Dirt does not.
Dirt has better shit to do, like
Oh.
nothing.
No,
like,
is it
baseball
cold up
is
there on your
fucking
pedestal?
Boring as shit, dude. Like, I tried to cover baseball, and it's just like, fuck, man. He's standing there. He's scratching his balls. What else is there?
It's a great game for radio.
It is a great game for radio.
I grew up on it.
If you're on your porch and you're whittling on your whittling stick, baseball in the background,
Or shucking peas with your grandmother.
Yeah, if you're hanging out, baseball is great for that. If you want to see something action packed, then maybe not. Baseball has its highlights, and I will never say it doesn't. Baseball, there's been some exciting games in recent years, but like 100 and something games, I can't fuck with that. That's way too much, dude. That's a whole lot. So, Ken's gonna cover some baseball shit, as we were saying.
Yes.
And also, special guest, D1, right? Diggler spawn 1 of 3, right? The eldest of the Diggler children, joined us.
The Diglett?
The number 1 Diglett. She's not really a Diglett anymore. She's a young lady Diggler. But
okay.
She's gonna do some WNBA coverage. She's an athlete herself, so she's gonna cover some WNBA stuff, which is exciting. We're gonna talk about CTE.
Yeah.
Right? We're gonna talk about the CTE stuff, and then we're gonna follow that with why your division sucks, NFC South. In which case, one of those poor, unfortunate teams will get the shit roasted out of them. Now, mind you, there's an Eagles fan and a Patriots fan on the show. I'll let you guess who's getting fucking roasted.
Exactly.
Yeah. Either way, and we're going to cover the beer of the week and, of course, our hot takes of the week. And, boy, we have something special for this week's beer. I'm already filled. We just started drinking these things, and I'm already filled with regret. But,
yeah. And you're not even the one who bought it.
I mean,
that's just terrible.
We'll talk about it in a few minutes.
That's all right, man. It's all right. It's all right.
This is a shit beer.
It's terrible.
It's just
it's terrible. How's Taco Bell gonna make any money?
Seriously,
that's terrible.
So we're back.
We're
officially back. Sir, cheers to being back. Hold on. I don't know if you heard that on the radio, on the podcast, but we just cleaned our glasses, and we are back. Hold on, let me sip this shitty beer. Hold on.
Don't retch so much, man.
Dude, Kyrie Irving's a piece of shit. All right, so let's. So apparently he was at some event with Steph Curry, and Steph Curry was fucking trolling LeBron, and Kyrie's in the background giggling like a fucking schoolgirl who just saw first penis. And is that too far? Is that too much? All right, so anyway. So he's back there like giggling. So let's get this straight, right? So the guard for the team is hanging out with the other guard of the other team of the teams that have been the last 3 NBA championship series, right? And it's 2-1 with it being in favor of Curry, and Kyrie's hanging out with this guy and they're giggling, right? So normally this would be pretty innocuous. However, considering Kyrie's made it public that he believes the world is flat and wants a trade. Because he's tired of playing second fiddle to LeBron. So, because his memory's so short, ladies and gentlemen, in podcast land, let's discuss where he was when he first came into the league. He was in Cleveland. There was no LeBron. Ken, do you remember how well he was doing being the man?
It was a wasteland.
It was a fucking wasteland. LeBron was in Miami kicking the shit out of everybody. Cleveland didn't even make the fucking playoffs, right? And so Kyrie's in a rush to go be the man somewhere else because he doesn't want to play with LeBron anymore.
Hey, he didn't prove that anywhere.
Well, no.
He didn't prove he could be the man anymore.
No, he didn't. Like he wants to be like, this is the equivalent of Scottie Pippen getting pissed off taking his ball and going to Portland 10 years earlier. Equivalent, yeah. Because he did go to Portland, but this was like at the end of his career. Yeah. So this is the equivalent of that.
That's when they were doing all the sign and trade deals after Michael retired for the third time.
Yeah, after Mike retired. So, for whatever time he retired that time. Third,
was it the second, actually?
Second. Anyway, so that's the equivalent, right? Except LeBron's still in the league and still has several years left on him. And he's still the most dominant player in the league right now. And I don't give a fuck what Kevin Durant says. Kevin Durant says I'm better than LeBron. I will not agree with you at all on that.
You're welcome to your shitty opinion on this shitty sports show.
Look, Kevin Durant's he's a monster. He's a monster, but you're not better than LeBron. You're not dragging corpses into the championships here.
Yeah,
like LeBron.
No, I mean, how many times has LeBron dragged a sorry team that didn't belong there into the finals?
The entire first time at Cleveland.
2007.
Right, and then you have this time here where really it's Kyrie at times and LeBron every day.
And then 2016, not only dragging a shitty team to the finals, but to a title.
To a title that they shouldn't have won. But
they shouldn't have, but Draymond got suspended for Game 5.
Hey, look. He
kicked a bunch of guys in the nuts.
I have a skit about that. It's pretty good. Give to the Foundation for the Preservation of Dick and Balls. Yeah. I should play
Inspired by Draymond.
It really was. I should play it again. I should play that skit during the show, man. This NBA postseason, we've been forced to watch countless players in the NBA endure senseless acts of violence on their dicks and balls. No one has been safe, and they need our help. For only 5 cents a day, you can help provide these athletes with the equipment they need to protect their dicks and balls and their futures. Remember, 5 cents a day to help these poor, helpless players. Just think of how much happiness you could bring them if you help them to protect their dicks and balls. This message is brought to you by the Foundation for the Preservation of Dicks and Balls. But yeah, it's Kyrie Irving is it's not so much to want to trade, but the public spectacle that is what's happening with Kyrie. It's shameful because it's totally avoidable, right? His issue isn't with Gilbert, which is, if it was with Gilbert, with the ownership, the management, it'd be okay. But his beef is with the most dominant player this generation's seen since Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Like, this is who you want to go toe-to-toe with. So, he's going to end up somewhere else, possibly. But LeBron's gone next year anyway.
Yeah, why didn't he just shut up and wait?
Seriously, hold on for a year. Get a little extension in there. And then when LeBron bolts, you can stay and beat a man.
Right.
And
you can suck.
Or maybe Cleveland's not the weather you like. You can bolt after a year. But just know that if you stay in Cleveland, you get another run at the championship. Right? And I mean, what's better than one ring? 2 rings. Right?
2 rings.
Right. Unless you're Kyrie Irving, in which case it's not having LeBron pack your lunch and tell you to have a good day at school every day, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Look, this shit doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it, but
I don't either. I really don't.
I can't get over the fact this dude's a college graduate, I think, right? He graduated? Did he finish at Duke?
No, I don't know if he graduated.
But he finished high school.
He's Duke educated.
He finished high school and he believes the world is flat. That shit, I just can't get over that.
Well, I mean, that right there should tell you he's a little bit lacking in the intelligence department.
He is a little bit lacking in the intelligence department. So, all right, we're gonna break to Ken, and Ken's gonna cover some Major League Baseball stuff, and then we're gonna get into a in-depth discussion on what's going on with Cap. So go for it, bro.
Yeah, man. So, boy, I gotta tell you, when 5 of the 10 playoff spots in the major leagues are already decided, and we are barely a week into August, I'm sorry, but there are 3 division races that are already in the teens in terms of, games separating first from second place.
So you're talking about, 17 games?
13, 14, 15 games. Like, the Dodgers, the Astros, and the Nationals are pretty much locks. Huh. Not only that, but the 2 wild card spots.
Wait, the Nationals?
Yeah, the Nationals are in first place by about 14 games.
I thought they were struggling this year. I thought they had a problem with their bullpen.
Yeah, well, it's just that the rest of the division is awful.
Oh, well, that helps.
Yeah, like the Mets, the Phillies, they're all terrible.
Go Phils!
Hey!
Hey, shitty baseball team.
Yeah, exactly. So, so 3 of the division races are 13 games or more right now. The National League wildcard spots, both of them are pretty much decided because the second and third place teams in the NL West are just that much better than everybody else.
Wow. Well, the West is pretty good.
Yeah. 6 games separating second wildcard from the next closest team. The only compelling race in the National League is the Cubs and Brewers in the NL Central.
Oh, the Cubs are killing it.
The Cubs only have a half-game lead over the Brewers. They have been playing better of late, but they were terrible in the first half of the season.
The Brewers, huh?
The Brewers are right there with them.
After losing Prince Fielder the way they did, they're still a monster.
Yeah, they're still. Yeah, they retooled. They got Ryan Braun and his steroids to get back into it.
Wait, so are the steroids part of the contract language, or just assumed you're going to get them?
I think it was just they talked to the handler about making sure the urine samples are transported properly this time. But anyway,
very well.
So the American League is a little more intriguing, but the AL West is over.
Okay.
Yeah, the Astros are going to win that division by 20 or 30 games.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
They're up 17 right now.
Huh.
But and the Red Sox and Yankees are in a nice little pennant race evocative of years past.
The Red Sox and Yankees both at the same time.
Yeah, three. Yeah, the Red Sox currently have a 3-game lead on the Yankees. The Indians have a 3-game lead in their division, so there might still be some drama in the AL Central and the AL East.
There was a time where I would root for the Red Sox over the Yankees. Now I hope both teams die in a fire now.
I'm happy to hear that. But anyway,
really?
Yeah.
I mean, let's. For a region that was starved for championships for years.
Yeah.
Right? Boston was starved for years. To run into the glut of championships that you've seen through all 4 sports have made them, it's like, you're the fucking CrossFit vegans of fans. Just fucking insufferable. God damn, like.
And we're gonna get you on the paleo diet. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like you're the vegan, no, because the paleo I think is all meat, but yeah, you're the fucking vegan CrossFitters of the sports realm right now. Like just no one wants to be around you. You're fucking annoying. Not you personally, because you're awesome, because you're here, right? But for a minute though, you guys ran into a bunch of championships: baseball, hockey, basketball, football.
We only got one in hockey.
You still fucking got one.
We got the only city to have 4 major sports teams win in a decade.
I mean, the last decade has been very good to Boston fans, and you've responded like an asshole would.
New money.
Is that what it is? Are these new money fans? Are these all pink hatters? Are they all pink fans?
An overwhelming majority are pink hatters, like the rest of us that have been on the bandwagon for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I've been a Red Sox and Patriots fan for 32 plus years.
I feel you. All right, so with that having been said, can I shit on the entire fan base because of what the pink hatters do? Is that reasonable? Because let's be real.
I'll give you the pink hat
There's
exception.
a shit ton more pink hatters than there are red hatters.
Because, yeah, it's fashionable to be a Red Sox fan.
It's fashionable to be a Boston fan, period.
Yeah. Sox, Pats, Celtics.
All of it.
Celtics and Bruins, not so much.
The Celtics have uphill, but yes.
The Bruins are mediocre now.
But they did have a championship for a couple years.
Yeah, they won the Stanley Cup in 2011. But, the Red Sox and Yankees are in a compelling...
More recently than 2011.
They got to the finals in 2013. They should have forced Game 7, but the Blackhawks said, yeah, no.
Yeah, the old Blackhawks.
But anywho,
yep.
The Sox and Yanks are having a nice little division race, and the Indians are but the one really insane chaos race that I want to pay attention to is the AL wild cards. Because right now the Yankees are the first AL wild card. They got a game lead over Kansas City and Tampa Bay. Nobody's eliminated in that, except for Oakland and Chicago, because they're like terrible.
Oh,
like seriously. 10 teams within 6 games of 2 spots.
I think an Oakland security guard got in fisticuffs with the fan during the game. Like,
It doesn't surprise me.
Like, it wasn't like you're drunk, let's go home, and we got into a fight. It was like, no, fuck you.
It was, I'm gonna knock you out.
We're gonna fight because of things that were said, I guess.
Yeah, and then and when the division races are interesting, sort of. The trade deadline came and went.
Yeah,
and that's the craziest day in Major League Baseball.
Its trade deadline is normally pretty interesting.
Yeah, and the Yankees and Dodgers, being the big market teams that they are, went out and got aces.
Oh.
Yeah, like both of them traded big time for aces.
Where's Yu Darvish at?
Yu Darvish got traded to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And Sonny Gray got traded from Oakland to the Yankees.
Yeah.
Those are the big moves. Everybody say, like, getting Sonny Gray makes the Yankees again. I was like, bitch, they never stopped being the Yankees. Which are also another thing, now that I'm on the tangent of being the Yankees.
Yeah.
Dave Dombrowski, president of baseball operations for the Boston Red Sox, said the Golden State the Yankees are the Golden State Warriors of baseball.
How?
Excuse you?
How?
Sit the fuck down.
How?
I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that.
Fucking how?
I'm calling my own team out on this.
Yeah, because that's a dumbass statement.
That's a dumbass statement. No. The Golden State Warriors are the Yankees of the NBA. The Yankees have been and will continue to be the gold standard of North American professional sports franchises. They have 27 world championships, the most of any North American sports franchise. And I hate admitting that they are the gold standard.
Uh-huh.
I am a huge Sox fan, but
right.
they've got the most. So you do not compare the Yankees to anybody else. You compare everybody else to the Yankees.
Fair enough.
So sit down, Mr. Dombrowski, you dumb son of a bitch.
Well, the Yankees are at a bit of a disadvantage. The stadium they have that they just moved into does not have...
It's a bandbox.
There doesn't have the nostalgia. Folks don't like it. Bottom line,
it's a baseball museum that houses baseball games.
Yeah, folks don't like it. So
it's going to be a fun race down the stretch. But like the Dodgers, I'm like, they are destroying everyone right now. I mean, it's pretty much the Dodgers and everybody else. The Dodgers
are running away with it.
Running away, like they're going to win 120 games.
See them in the series?
I see them winning the World Series.
Nice.
Not even breaking a sweat,
wow.
Especially after getting Darvish at the deadline. That makes
Dodgers
they were dominant before getting Darvish.
And now they have Darvish.
This is unfair.
So they have
This is like Chris Paul trade unfair.
The Dodgers have a storied history as well.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are another.
Haven't been to the World Series since '88 though.
Are you serious?
I am
serious.
serious.
I swore they had one recently.
No, Kirk Gibson's home run off of Eckersley, who I will get to in a minute.
Eckersley.
Because
he shit on somebody, and they got
Because he shit on somebody, and I'm going to shit on the person that shit on him.
Well, it was dumb for that person to jump in.
Yeah,
I'm aware of what you're saying.
It's been fun to watch the Red Sox this month, though. They are leading the major leagues in walk-off wins. 7 of their 15 games after the All-Star break have been by way of walk-off.
Huh.
Yeah, a lot of suspense, a lot of fun to watch.
A lot of fun. That's I
walk-off
guess
homers are great.
I guess in that sense, that's the exciting portion of baseball.
And it was looking bleak for a minute there, especially after the Yankees took first place and got Sonny Gray in the same week. And it was looking like, okay, and then David Price being like, oh, my elbow hurts after I cussed out the team analyst on the plane, Eckersley.
Does he know Eckersley's in the Hall of Fame? Because he totally is.
Yeah, he totally is. And Eckersley, as an analyst of the team, has a right to criticize members of the team.
Yes, he does.
And for you to stand up on the team plane and say, oh, I'm a better teammate, and I don't like the way you're talking about the team, like on the team plane where he can't run away, that's cowardly, that's chicken shit. And that's David Price's MO.
Well, douches do what douches do.
Yeah, like this is a guy who said that I can't stand going to Boston because all the fans are racist. And then he took $31 million a year to play in Boston. Are you kidding me? Like, get the fuck out of here. Go opt out.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
I can't wait for him to opt out in 2018 and take his talent somewhere else. I don't care if he wins a World Series with whatever team he goes to. Get the hell off of my beloved Red Sox.
What if he heads down to the Yankees and wins it?
Good. Fine. Take the payday.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
All right, cool.
I don't want him in Boston anymore.
Fuck him. All right.
So anyway, but it's still been fun to watch the Red Sox.
But that's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it because, like I said,
you couldn't give two shits.
I really don't. Like, if America said we're not going to play baseball anymore, that would just mean that awkward 3 weeks between NFL training camp and the NBA or whatever. It would just be more awkward because that's what all you are left with is baseball for a minute. I mean, that's after the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup are over, you've got the boys of summer to carry you through to football season. But it sucks. I don't want to do it. It sucks.
I understand where you're coming from. It takes a lot of patience to sit
sucks. I'm not doing it. I just I go into a black hole of despair. I'm just like, oh, there's no football, nothing get to watch. It's baseball. I don't want to do it. Soon. Training camp, dude. We should totally talk about training camp real quick. Let's talk about training camp real quick.
Because Ryan Tannehill is now out for the year.
Ryan Tannehill is out for the year, and Cutler just signed.
Right as we were writing the script for the show.
Yeah, we're writing the script, and it fucking popped up. Cutler signed with the Dolphins. So, for all those Miami fans, I hope you enjoyed pick sixes, because it's going to happen.
Even if Adam Gase is the quarterback whisperer.
But Cutler, I believe, is a bit of an improvement over Tannehill.
He's a vast improvement over Matt Moore, that's for sure. If
you can get him to give a fuck, then you're going to do well.
I don't think it's going to get them to 9-7, though.
It could. No, it could. And honestly,
they were going to take a step back this year anyway,
regardless. I want to see how they do when they play against your Patriots. That's going to determine their fortunes this year because the rest of the division
not going to make a difference.
The rest of the division is garbage. If they can stay in the game against the Patriots, that means they have a good chance of winning in their other games.
I want to clown on Mike Wallace for guaranteeing a sweep of the Patriots.
Okay, that's dumb. You should never do that shit.
Yeah, but now that Tannehill went down,
it
means that the Patriots are going to sweep them.
But is Tannehill better than Cutler?
At this point in his career, yes.
You think so?
I think it's just, and it's only because of the fact that, Cutler's aged.
Hold on. We're talking about this guy had his best years under Gase.
I understand that.
And he's got legitimate receivers and a legitimate running game in Miami.
And he doesn't need time to learn the offense. I get that.
He's plugged right in. He's not in Chicago where it's fucking freezing ass cold. He's in Miami. Maybe this is what Jay Cutler needs. Denver's cold. Chicago's cold. Maybe Miami is.
I just don't see it.
All right, so what happens if Cutler is exceptional this year?
If Cutler's exceptional this year,
what happens?
I will shotgun more of these shitty beers that we're drinking.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't allow you to do that. We have better beers that we can shotgun. This is not what we want to do. But no, what happens in Miami? So Tannehill signed long term. You have Cutler for a 1-year deal. What happens if Cutler comes out and plays lights out, wins a playoff game? What happens if Cutler takes a playoff game? Cutler wins a playoff game. Cutler wins a wild card round. What happens in Miami? Because this isn't a Hostetler Sims situation to where you have both guys on the roster. You have a 1 year guy.
Because that'll reactivate Cutler's desire to play and put off broadcasting even more, I think.
Fuck yeah, it would. So what do you do though? With Miami? Like,
how many years does Tannehill have left on his deal?
Does it matter at that point? Like, remember Romo
because
how many years money? How many years did Romo have? When he
Romo
went down?
retired.
But no, he retired because he was done because Prescott took his spot. It wasn't
well, not just
back.
that, but because of all the back problems.
But look,
Tannehill, if Tannehill comes back and he's healthy, and then the money they have invested in him, I don't see that he could be replaced by Cutler so easily.
I think if Cutler wins
apples to buckets.
It's hard. I think if he wins a playoff game in Miami, it's hard.
Oh, it's definitely hard.
It's hard, and you can't sit him on a bench.
Exactly, you're paying him too much to be a backup.
And
there's that contract. I don't think they can get out of it.
He's made his money. He doesn't need to play for a shitty team. If you're in Miami and Cutler plays lights out, you want to keep him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm saying that the Miami front office probably can't move on from Tannehill.
We're gonna see. I mean, Tannehill signed his deal a year ago.
Yeah, he's got a 5-year deal.
He's got a 5-year deal, right? So
that's what I'm saying. Like, they're stuck with him.
Anyone can be moved. Let's see. There's several teams, and we're gonna go over to this, that need quarterbacks and have tons of cap space, right? You have the Browns, the Jets. Those have shitty quarterback.
Well, I mean, they've got tons of room under the salary cap, but they don't have space for cap.
Well, no, but they have space for Tannehill probably.
Yeah.
But since you mentioned Cap, let's talk about Kaepernick, right? So Kaepernick,
the soap opera continues.
Right. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has spoken on his situation. Malcolm Jenkins, the Eagles safety, has spoken on it several times. He's one of the folks that protested. There have been several folks that have spoken on this situation, right? And Richard Sherman gave a scalding breakdown of what he goes, look. So folks are going to stand there and say that Kaepernick can't play. He goes, okay. So if you look at Kaepernick and his body of work, including what he did last year on a short season coming off an injury, on a shitty team devoid of talent.
Yeah.
Remember, this is the same guy that said thanks Cap for throwing the pick in the end zone that sent Seattle to the Super Bowl. Yep. Richard Sherman gives no fucks at all.
He'll call it like it is.
He'll call it how it is. So you can say what you want about Richard Sherman, but let's be real, he keeps it extra gangster. He's going to say what the fuck he wants.
Yeah, when it's time to do gangster shit, there's Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman, Stanford graduate Richard Sherman, that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stanford graduate Richard Sherman said
he's ready to ride or die.
He's ready to ride or die. He's going to say what he's going to say, whether you like it or not. You got to respect him for that. You got to respect him for that. But he says, you mean to tell me that the Browns, that all their quarterbacks are better than Kaepernick, that the Jets, whoever they have back there, that all those meat sacks are better than Kaepernick.
Texans.
The Texans, you mean to tell me that whoever they have starting or playing is better than... You can go so far as to say Denver doesn't have a quarterback on their roster better than Kaepernick.
He could start in Denver.
L.A., the Rams.
Jared Goff's terrible.
Jared Goff's terrible.
Waste of a number 1 pick.
Don't have a quarterback better than Kaepernick right now. You can make the argument for the Rams, though, that they're developing Goff because he's so young.
Yeah, right? He needs another year to learn. He's skittish. He's gun shy.
He's from a spread offense where it inflated his stats. He wasn't that good at the beginning. He didn't have all the little things.
Yeah, well, and not only that, he's like he's last year's Mitch Trubisky, overhyped at the combine.
Oh yeah, and wasn't Jeff Fisher their coach last year?
Yeah,
that'll do a lot for your record.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, so
next week.
And you know, he laid it out. Richard Sherman laid it out. He really did. And the bottom line is this. Look, Malcolm Jenkins called the owners cowards.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about Biscotti. Biscotti, because for a minute, they were talking about maybe the Ravens picking up Kaepernick.
Ozzie Newsome and John Harbaugh saw a chance that he could help the team.
Newsome is on Team Cap. Harbaugh's on Team Cap.
Because Harbaugh...
Flacco is like, I'm good, but I don't want to lose my job to him.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has come out and said, but who do they go to? Biscotti makes a public spectacle of going to Ray Lewis, who fucking sold his soul to the devil years ago.
Fuck that guy.
Right, so a guy who was accused, and I don't really drag Ray Lewis this much, but he's been really making, like, saying all the dumbest shit as of late. So fuck Ray Lewis. But he was accused of at least being implicated in the murders of 2 people.
Yeah.
Right? So he was found guilty of, like, suppressing evidence or something to that effect.
Yeah, because nobody can find that white suit.
No one can find the suit that may or may not have had bloodstains on it, right? So this guy quite possibly, maybe, got away with being implicated to the murders of 2 people. Got it, right? I don't give a fuck how much Bible you read and how many quotes you can spout off.
And what you've done for the community since then.
And it doesn't excuse that.
It doesn't.
You were implicated in the murders of 2 people. Your moral compass is fucked right now. So going to him to ask advice on what to do with the situation, and then him taking the opportunity to basically tell Cap Like, whatever you do off the field, keep it on the low. Like, how many illegitimate children do you have? Like, maybe keeping it on the low, like, for a guy, for him to tell a guy who's donated suits to the homeless to help get jobs, for the guy who's fed homeless people, for a guy who's done all the work. Now, yes, you can feel a certain kind of way about his socks and his T-shirts and his not voting and other shit like that, right? He is a walking contradiction, as most people tend to be.
Oh, good God, is he ever.
He's a walking contradiction, as most people tend to be, but let's be real. We're talking about him because he took a knee in order to take a stand, right? So, Rhea Lewis is not the guy to go to for that, right? And so Biscotti makes it even more, not incredulous, but he
ridiculous.
By saying, I want to know what the fans think. Never in NFL history has an owner given a fuck what the fans think, period. Yeah. You don't.
If you can help a team win games, the owner's going to sign you.
Your job is to win games, right? So if Flacco goes down with the back surgery, which he's going to be down for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And Kaepernick comes in there, he wins those games for you, and you sit him the rest of the season because Flacco plays and Flacco does his mediocre shit, and you get rid of Cap the next year, you've done your due diligence as an owner.
Yeah.
Right? You've won the games. He's already said he's going to play. He's not going to kneel. He's not going to do any of that shit. He's already said that.
Yeah, he's already said that.
So then you have Jerry Jones coming out with his fucking shit saying, my job is to make sure that we put the best product in the field. The same asshole who ended up cutting Lucky Whitehead for a crime that he was erroneously accused of.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Unlucky Whitehead.
So, yeah, right. So,
because he ended up on the Jets.
He did end up on the Jets, which was not fair to him because he did nothing wrong other than be a cowboy.
I feel bad for Lucky Whitehead.
He did nothing wrong other than be a cowboy. So
yeah.
let's get done with all this bullshit hand wringing over Kaepernick. If you don't want to fucking sign him because you don't appreciate what he had to fucking say,
and don't invent bullshit reasons to not sign him.
Just fucking say it. Just
like
say
Biscotti saying that. I don't want to upset our veteran and active duty communities
bullshit.
in the military.
Listen, that's a cop out.
That is a cop out. You will replace him.
I have
replaced those fans.
I have been the vet, and I will tell you that the veterans that understand what the oath meant, they stood up and they put their lives on the line for folks to do what Kaepernick did.
Yeah.
Right? To protest, to practice their constitutional rights. You don't have to agree with what he's saying. And I said this during the script writing. If the Ku Klux Klan can gather and be protected by law enforcement, then Kaepernick can take a fucking knee and protest of police violence, right? Now,
preaching to the choir here.
Now, here's the thing, right? Folks thought Kaepernick was anti-police. That's not a true statement, right? Like I said, the socks kind of fucked it up.
Yeah.
But these are socks we're talking about. Socks.
Yeah.
But what he said was this. I am not anti-police. I am pro-police accountability. If the cops kill someone, then they need to be held to task for killing that person and to see whether it was justified killing or not. This free pass that cops get for killing people of a certain shade is bullshit. And you know what? As a person of a certain shade, I'm going to agree, right? That is a problem. Now, someone's inability to see that as a problem, all right, that doesn't make it not a problem. Just because you can't see it, don't want to see it, refuse to see it, it is what it is. But Kaepernick saw fit to speak out about that. He saw fit to speak out about that.
It meant enough to him that he was willing to do that.
And he
knew what he was getting himself into.
Right, and I've heard every excuse for why he shouldn't do it because he had white parents, he was adopted, fucking blah blah blah. None of that shit matters. Cap's a black dude. Have you not seen his afro? It's beautiful. It's got a nice afro.
It's luxurious.
It's a luxurious afro. My hairline we are jealous of Cap's afro, but it is what it is, right? So let's get past. Like, if you don't want to Kaepernick to be on the team, you need to be truly transparent as to why. Because it's not about him kneeling.
No.
It really isn't. Because how is that offensive to you? How is that offensive to you? Were you offended when people marched in D.C. for equal rights? Were you offended when the women marched for their right to vote? Were you offended then? We look back at history, and those things are seen as monumental, milestones in our culture, right? Were you offended when child labor laws were passed to keep kids from losing their hands and fingers in factories? Were you offended then? So let's not pretend this is anything other than you don't like the fact that he's saying something.
Yeah.
Right? That he's saying something. And folks are like, well, you have Malcolm Jenkins and other people who have also protested the same way, but they're not the quarterback. The quarterback has always had a special place on a team. That is the face of the franchise, the quarterback is. It took years for people of color to break into that position, regardless of skill level. So this isn't really, like I said, this isn't about the fact that a player says something, it's that a quarterback says something.
Yeah.
And so if Cap was a safety or cornerback or a running back, he could still be playing. Right? But he's quarterback, and people refuse to let him be that guy. So like I said, if you're against it, that's cool. Like that's your prerogative, but be transparent about why. Like, and if you really are just gonna parrot what you heard on TV, stop and think about honestly inside why you have an issue with what he was doing, right? Like seriously, and it's okay if you do. It's okay if you have an issue, but the least you can do is be honest with yourself. All right, if be honest with yourself, because it'll help you a lot as you go through life, right? It's okay to be a piece of shit if that's who you want to be, right? If you come to terms, if you look at why you feel a certain way and it's because you're selfish or have other biases, just acknowledge those biases. That's all anyone's asking for right now, right? We're not saying that you need to fucking give away your home and do all this other shit. Just acknowledge that you have the biases and fucking move on with life. Like, just acknowledge it. You're not. Everyone's not the most virtuous person. Like, I've got my issues, my vices from my past and things like that, things I'm dealing with. Everyone does. I'm a human being. No one expects you to be different. So, like, look at why you're doing what you're doing, how you feel, why you feel how you feel, and figure it out from there. All right, so.
All right.
You got anything you want to say on that before we move on?
I think it's already been, everything that we needed to say was already said.
Yep.
So, yeah, let's move it along.
All right, we're going to move it on. We're going to do D1's take on WNBA action. All right, and we're going to have D1 here go over some exciting WNBA news. As some of you know, the WNBA is in full swing right now. The NBA is off, and the WNBA is in full swing. So, hey, D1, before you get into your coverage, I remember seeing on a commercial somewhere that there's going to be WNBA teams and players in the new NBA 2K?
Yeah. There's gonna be WNBA teams featured in the NBA Live for 2K18.
2K18?
Yeah, that's coming out soon.
You know, I don't even play basketball games anymore. I haven't played them like in forever. But with the inclusion of the WNBA players, I might want to get the new one on PS4 because I'd like to see Brittany Griner down low with LeBron James, trying to defend. I think, hey, look, I mean, if they scale them on the same numbering scale, then it works. I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd like to see her dunk on JaVale McGee.
It's definitely doable. Definitely doable.
Because he's terrible.
All right. So, all right, D1, let's get into your coverage here. What you got?
All right. Well, the Minnesota Lynx are, first are the number one overall team in the WNBA right now, with a record of 20-2. They've only lost 2 games.
That's impressive.
That is.
Yeah.
And it's not even, I don't know, like, it's impressive. And, like, but Lindsay Whalen is out.
Who's Lindsay Whalen?
She's starting guard.
One of the guards for him?
For the Lynx, yeah. She just underwent surgery for a pinky, and because she hurt it during the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, there's only 12 teams in the WNBA.
Okay.
And I'm personally, me as a girl, wanting to pursue a future in sports someday, I would want to see this expand.
So you want to see the WNBA get bigger?
Yes, I do.
All right. So how do you think the WNBA? What do you think it needs to do to get bigger?
I mean, it's doing good, like, right now. I just think that they should keep doing what they do and get more sponsors, and boosters with money and stuff, and maybe it'll be able to, like...
So why don't you think the WNBA is as popular as it could be right now? What do you think that the WNBA would necessarily want to change? Because they've been out for 20-some years now.
Yeah.
So what do you think they would want to change to attract a larger viewership?
Well, the thing is, a lot of people underestimate the hype for women's sports. Like, the most hyped sport, like, in my opinion, for women is soccer.
Of course.
Soccer.
Those women are tough.
They are.
Those women are ballers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've covered that many times.
Yeah, we've covered that they're ballers like a few times.
Yeah, but I think the big problem is, outside of, like, Connecticut, there's really no hotbeds for women's basketball, unfortunately. And professionally.
With lady sports, WNBA in particular, right? The thing about it is it's hard to compete with the excitement that people are accustomed to with the guys, right?
Yeah.
And it's the physicality, which those women, there's elbows, hip checks, all of it. But it's the dunks, right? They're still playing on a standard 10-foot rim. All right, and so there's not a lot of dunking because very few female players reach that level to where they can dunk. Now, it may sound terrible, but something I've always thought is if they lower the rim like a foot, right? Because the ball is already smaller, right? The ball is already smaller because the lady hands are smaller typically. But if they lower the rim a foot, right, that makes the dunk a much more viable shot option
I
for
wouldn't
the
even
ladies.
go a foot. I'd go like maybe 6 inches.
I'd say a foot. Is more inclusive, and they tune it from there. But I think that the inclusion of dunks, right, highlight material dunks would make it a much more exciting sport, which I think would attract a lot more viewers, right? Because we've been right. We went we went to lady basketball games before. We went and saw UConn play Maryland last season, and that was pretty dang good, right? But I would love to have seen someone go baseline and just get dunked on, like just dunk on somebody. I would have loved to have seen that, because I think it adds a dimension of aggression to the game that people are used to when watching the men. Now, there's going to be those haters that no matter what, they're always going to say, oh, I don't want to watch female sports. You know what? Screw those guys. They don't matter, right? They really don't. In the grand scheme, those are dinosaurs, right? Ladies, these women are athletes, true to form athletes. But I think because you're selling a product, you want to make your product appealing, and I think that one of the ways you can do that is to lower the rim a foot or 6 inches or 8 inches or whatever to make more players, give them the ability to do dunks and get more creative with their dunks once they start dunking. Oh, yeah. That's what I would like to see that. I would like to see that. How do you feel about that, D1?
I mean, I feel like lowering the rim would be like lowering your expectations for the women.
You think that's lowering the expectations for them?
Well, yeah, because like if they lower the rim in the WNBA, there's a chance that it'll be lowered in college and high school and middle school and all that, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's like when a girl walks onto a court, she sees a 9-foot rim instead of a 10-foot rim. It's like, oh, these people don't think, that I can do certain things.
So it lessens the experience for the ladies playing.
Yes.
That's an interesting take, and I hadn't considered that. See, I'm thinking from a fan's perspective of wanting to see the exciting stuff, and the ladies maybe not being able to provide that on a regular basis like the guys do. But as far as an esteem aspect of it, from the player's perspective, you could be right. You could very well be right. And since you play ball, I'm going to have to take your word for it and go, okay, that's definitely something that has to be considered. So I mean, what do you think? How would you make the WNBA more exciting to attract more support from folks who are questioning whether or not they want to go to a game?
Well, I definitely would want to see a lot more ankle breakers.
A lot more crossovers, huh?
Yes. There's this one time in women's college basketball back in like 2013 or something, when Shoni Schimmel for Louisiana, no, not Louisiana, Louisville,
yeah,
went against Brittany Griner's college team.
I was with Texas, right? Was it
Baylor.
Texas? Baylor,
yeah.
Yep.
And Shoni, she had the ball dribbling down the court. She saw an opening. She went through that, and Brittany Griner was posted up there. So she did a 360 layup and shot it backwards and made it and everything.
And that was amazing.
That was really cool to see, because Shoni is from a Native American reserve, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
They don't get a lot of sports recognition.
Uh-huh.
So Shoni being Shoni, she pretty much represented Resball whenever she was in college and when she was playing in the WNBA for Atlanta.
Shonies.
And
so Shonies. So Shonies. So safe. So family. So Shonies.
Shoney.
but yeah.
There's a Rick and Morty reference for those of you who
Season
were
3
wondering.
started.
Yep, Season 3 is underway.
Ooh, we're watching that tonight.
Yeah, we're
aren't
watching
we?
that tonight. We're gonna
Pickle
watch
Rick!
Pickle Rick tonight.
Tiny Rick.
Tiny Rick. She's a big fan of Tiny Rick. She's a
I'm
big
in
fan of
pain!
Tiny Rick. Right. Well beloved dub, buddy. So all right. So Shoni Schimmel.
Yeah.
Schimmel.
Yeah.
She's from the reservation. Not a lot of sports coverage there for Native Americans. Understandable.
Yeah.
Not a lot of sports coverage for ladies basketball. Understandable.
Yeah.
It could be better. The women, like women's tennis, women's soccer, big things. Women's basketball can follow. Women's sports has a problem. And women's sports has a problem. And it's not the sports themselves or the women. It's the viewers. Like have you ever watched a lingerie football league game?
That's what I hate, because, the NFL, tons of viewers, they make tons of money, right?
They make billions of dollars.
But whenever they see a woman playing tackle football in the same pads as the men, it's just, they're just a bunch of, they just, Like it's
No, I got you.
Yeah, it's a misconception,
Well,
right?
I think, but have you ever? So lingerie football, the women are in their underwear. They're in boy shorts and basically bikini tops and pads and helmets. And to be honest with you, these women are fantastic athletes. I mean, it takes, and the fact that they're damn near naked, I think takes away from the game itself, right? Because these are stellar athletes, right? So instead of the game being sold on the ability of the women playing, it's sold on their sex appeal. And that's the problem. It's not them in particular.
Right.
Like it's not that they have sex appeal. Is that's all that people are looking for from them. That is the issue, right? Like if I'm watching a male soccer game, right? I'm not watching the game because the players may or may not be hot. I don't care. I'm watching it because they're world class athletes. Same thing with ladies sports for me, but for others. And that's why I said it's not the woman's problem, not a fault of the ladies. Other folks will see that woman out there and only see her for her sex appeal. Think about all the animosity that Serena's seen coming up. People comparing her to an ape or a man or other things like that. A lot of it's rooted in some pretty nasty stuff. But they're looking at quantifying her success based on what their perception of her sex appeal is. That's what they are. And it happens to women's sports. Basketball, right? Soccer, all of the ladies football. We went to a lady football game.
Yeah, we did.
The Washington team.
Divas.
The Divas, yeah. The DC Divas played the Philadelphia?
No, they played...
Dallas?
No. It was somewhere up north, like Connecticut or something.
Yeah,
like
I think it was Connecticut. Look, good game. No crap. Like full pads, uniform, same thing. Good game. A couple of girls out there were monsters. A couple of them out there were like, if I was suited up, I'd have to give them like both barrels to stay alive because they were impressive. But let's carry on with this WNBA coverage before we get too far off topic. So
right.
What's the next bullet? So finger got cut on, right?
Yeah, finger went under surgery. Yep. And then Brittany Griner is the top scorer in the WNBA with 22.3 points per game.
So Brittany Griner. So interesting story. But Brittany Griner, what's her ex-wife's name?
Glory Johnson, I think.
Glory Johnson, right? So she marries Glory Johnson. Glory Johnson steps out of the marriage and gets pregnant, right? So they got married in, I think, California. I'm not sure exactly what state they got married in. But because there's no precedence when it comes to same-sex marriages, Brittany Griner had to pay child support. So, hey, listen, to all those out there who may be in questionable relationships. Hey, Brittany, you got to wrap that up. All right, you got to wrap that up, Brittany. You got to wrap that up, Brittany. You knew it was bad. You know, you got to wrap that up because... This is insane. But no, really, like Brittany Griner had to pay child support, and it was like her gender, it was not even a factor. Yeah. It was she's
able to support more than the other partner.
Well, not even that. They didn't even consider the other person. It's because they were married. They were married, and that's what causes that's what triggered the child support. No. Child support. Yes, child support. So if you are in California and you're in a traditional marriage, right, man and woman, and the woman gets pregnant by somebody else, and you guys step away from each other, you guys divorce, the husband is on the hook for the child support initially, right? So off the top, you got to pay child support because the assumption is that it's your baby, even if it's not. Like obviously,
even if paternity is proven otherwise.
It hasn't been proven otherwise, though. That's the thing. Like, that's the thing. You got to do all that. So they hadn't done all that, and I'm sure that has been resolved since then.
Right.
But the initial news of Brittany Griner having to pay child support was like,
damn.
It was just interesting because the laws haven't caught up, especially divorce laws. They haven't caught up with the marriage laws, which is where you get situations like this. Like, obviously, Brittany's not the father.
Right.
But here she is paying
in spite
child
of all
support.
the jokes that she's heard along the way about.
Yeah. But they're, they had an abusive relationship. It's like I said, you can be two things. You can be an asshole. That's not exclusive to one gender. You can be abusive.
Hey.
No, like their relationship was abusive. Like
I self-identify as an asshole.
You're a Pats fan, so I just assumed you were. But but no, I mean,
you're welcome.
This dude said something to me in the car that was so savage, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it later on in the show, but it hurt my feeling. I was angry. I was so angry. But let's continue on with D1's outstanding WNBA coverage. Let's keep going.
Ooh, I think it's also a little known fact that Brittany Griner started out as a volleyball player in high school before her school's basketball coach approached her and said, you should play basketball. Because this was when she started hitting her growth spurts. Like,
Yeah?
she was only like 6 foot on the volleyball team.
Only 6 foot, huh?
Only.
Yeah, she's a volleyball player.
Only 6 foot?
But as a woman.
That's
I mean,
pretty
yeah,
tall.
yeah, she's pretty tall.
pretty tall. Like,
But like
only
she
6
started
foot.
having random growth spurts where she grew like a few inches over the summer or something like that.
Yeah.
And her school's basketball coach noticed and was like, she would be really good as a basketball player. And so she decided to step away from volleyball and try out basketball. And now she's in the WNBA, so I think that's pretty good.
Well, I mean, a lot of the, especially the women, I've noticed, they play both sports in high school.
Yeah.
Because they're tall, so they play both basketball and they play the volleyball. I had a coworker of mine, you met her, Taisha.
Yeah.
She's a tall lady, and she played volleyball as well. I don't think she played much basketball, but I'm pretty sure she was a top-notch volleyball player. Ta-da!
For
She's
those of
also
you,
a Cowboys fan, so I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
could be worse.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it could be.
I mean, she could be a Giants fan. Or
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm
See,
gonna
we
go
don't
with
use that- We don't
D1.
use that word on the show. We don't use
sorry,
the
sorry,
R
sorry.
word.
Washington's professional football team's fan.
Thank you. I know I taught you better. All right. What's the next thing on your list there?
First overall pick for the San Antonio Stars, Kelsey Plum, scored a career high 23 points in last night's game against the Seattle Storm.
Oh,
She led the team in points that night too.
really? So she's the
did.
business. She's the real deal.
Yeah, she is. I think she has a really bright future in the WNBA.
Yeah, now that she doesn't have to carry her team, she's part of a team now. She,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
always nice
yeah.
to be part of
She
the
did have to
team.
carry her
Instead
team
of being the actual
in
team.
Washington. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how LeBron feels about being part of a good team, considering he hasn't really done it.
We're going to get into that later.
Yeah, we sure are. Aren't we? No loyalty. Dude, no, that's all I'm saying. No loyalty.
Snitches.
Snitches.
Yeah.
So what else you got there?
Elena Delle Donne hurt her thumb in her game against the Atlanta Dream last month.
Mm-hmm.
And she just underwent surgery, and she's out for at least 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks, that's
2 to
it?
3 weeks, yeah.
For a thumb, right?
Yeah.
Thumbs are pretty important. I've jammed up my thumbs pretty good.
Yeah.
They play a role in like everything you do with your hands. It
Yeah, I
sucks
gotta
to
say,
jam.
I feel bad for her on that one, if only because, being from Connecticut, she was originally committed to go to UConn, changed her mind, decided to go to Delaware.
Yeah,
And
she
the
did.
UConn women's fans just pitchforked her,
Well,
basically. They
you-
treated her like garbage. Like, how dare you turn your back on our school?
So speaking of Connecticut, right? We were asking about the regional food, right? So Joe, my New Yorker at
Yeah.
work, right? Shout out to Joe. He's like, you know what Connecticut's food is? Steamed burgers. I'm like, what the hell's a steamed burger?
What?
He goes, yeah, it's apparently steamed burgers. I don't-
Steamed burgers, my... Ugh, no.
What the heck is
So
a steamed
heartedly.
burger?
I guess it's a hamburger that you, instead of frying it or grilling it, you steam it.
That's not okay.
I got people all over the house saying ill to that. So
You got people that aren't even part of the show chiming in, bro.
yeah, I know, right? That's how you know it's bad when people
And
are
D2
like,
was in on that.
Folks next door are like walking over to tell me how nasty that sounds. So what else you got there, D1?
Oh, she's also getting married soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good for her.
Yeah, I'm
Good
happy
for her.
for
Hopefully that couple doesn't go with the grinder. Doesn't go through what the grinders did. Hopefully they
I
have
know,
a healthy
right?
relationship.
Yeah, they seem like they have a healthy relationship according to Instagram.
According to Instagram, because everything on Instagram is absolutely true.
As it is presented to you.
Yes. So all right, there's some matchups coming up.
Yeah. The Phoenix Mercury is playing Washington today. But they don't have Elena Delle Donne, so I have with Brittany Griner down the post, and then the Mystics without Elena. I don't think it's gonna be a really good matchup. I don't think it's gonna be fair.
So you think the Mystics are going to dominate that game?
No.
Or you think that the
I think Phoenix is gonna have the game, but it'll be at least a 5-point lead.
At
in
least?
the end, at least. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else you got?
We have the LA Sparks at the Dallas Wings. Now, the Dallas Wings used to be the Tulsa Shock.
The Tulsa Shock.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Tulsa. Right.
Yeah.
They moved around a couple teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Orlando Dream used to be, it used to be a thing, and then it became the Connecticut Sun.
Connecticut Sun.
Connecticut Sun.
That's
You
the
know
name.
why?
Why?
Yeah, that's their name.
Yeah,
pretty
because
lame.
the Mohegan tribe owns the team.
And they're just
And they play in Mohegan Sun Casino.
Fair enough.
That's the only reason they're
Fair
called
enough.
Sun.
Hey, as long as those women are getting paid, I'm good.
Yeah.
So what's the next matchup?
Minnesota Lynx at Indiana Fever.
Should be a good one.
This is going to be a good game.
Yeah? Who are you pushing for? Who do you want?
I'm pushing for Minnesota.
You pushing for Minnesota?
Yeah, they're a really good team. Now, Indiana, they retired Tamika Catching's number earlier this season.
dude,
I
she
miss
was a
her so much.
Yeah, she was.
She's pretty much the one that brought up the recognition for the WNBA.
There's a few pioneers. You got your Lisa Leslie,
Cheryl Swoop.
Cheryl Swoop, Lobo, Rebecca Lobo. Like, I remember that inaugural season. I was in Rhode Island for that. And Lobo was out of UConn, right?
Yeah, Lobo's a legend.
Yeah, she's a legend. And her rookie year was the first year of the WNBA. And Lisa Leslie was coming back from overseas to play professional in the U.S. for the first time. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a super big deal. So it's nice to see them get the record. You know who I wish I could have seen play in the WNBA? Cheryl Miller.
I'm too young
Reggie,
to know who that is.
I know, but see,
Reggie's sister.
If you ever get a chance to look at what Reggie Miller did, remember his older sister was better than him and was in a Hall of Fame before him.
Yeah,
She's a Hall of Famer based off just the work she did in college.
she's a beast.
She's a monster. Yeah, she's in the Naismith Hall of Fame. Cheryl Miller, and
Yeah.
she's good on TV too. But man, she was a beast back in the day, which
Yeah,
was a Wednesday. If you ever wonder what back in the day was. That was
I always thought it was a Tuesday.
No, Dane Cook said it's a Wednesday, and that's the only reference I have, so I got to go with it.
But we coming up on a Tuesday.
We are coming up on a Tuesday. The club, at least, is going up on a Tuesday. Yeah.
And you ain't.
No?
No.
No, not feeling that one?
No, I'm not.
That's not a good pun?
No, not really.
That was puntastic.
That's what we do
We're
here.
punny. We make terrible puns when we drink.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Except
Maybe
you're
when-
not drinking because you're not of age.
I'm too young.
You are too young. And if I don't know. Either way.
We shouldn't glorify it, you know.
Well, no. She's been, in the house long enough to know how to get down. So, yeah, we're happy. So, hey, D1, thanks to Hev for coming down. And for those of you who don't know, this is her first time on the show. This is her first time doing anything like this. So, if you're at home, go ahead and give her a round of applause for her effort. Right? We're going to give it to her here. Hey, well done. Well done. This is not as easy as it looks. She did a great job. She held her own. And we're going to move on to the next topic. Thank you, D1, and you have a fantastic day.
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right. she chucked the deuces at us, bro. And now, why everyone's here.
Oh, here it is.
Goddamn, right? So, NFC South, why your division sucks. And this was disappointing this time, right? Because we had like 2 weeks to lead into this, and we got very little feedback on social media about why these teams suck. It's almost like no one gave a shit about the NFC South. I mean, you mean a team, a division where the entire division has 2 Lombardis, no one gives a fuck about them? Really? No one cares?
2.
They have 2. They have 2 Lombardis in the whole division. You know how many the NFC East has? 12. NFC East has more Lombardis than any other division. Period. Yes.
And the Eagles don't even.
No, we don't have a single one. But we're talking about divisions right now. So, do this. So all right. Speaking of this, let's get into that joke, right?
All right.
Fucking joke, right? So I picked this asshole up, right? I've got on my Fletcher Cox jersey at the time, right? Because I'm like, we're gonna take pictures today because we have a logo, but I don't like the logo.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it. I paid $50.
I figured, fuck it, let's just do Photoshop.
Let's do photos, right? Let's do photos. So anyway, so I got my Fletcher Cox jersey on. I picked this guy up. He's got this old raggedy Patriots jersey on, which I respect because it's raggedy. So you know it's a
throwback.
Fan. You got a raggedy ass throwback on, a replica at that, because of the iron on, right? So either way,
I bought it right outside of Hanson, actually.
I'm not mad. Look, it's your jersey. So either way, we're riding in the car, and fuck, how did we end up getting on this? We're talking about.
So you said you put an Eagle sticker on it.
Yes. I put like a little Eagles decal on my car. Finally, right? I had this thing for months, and I finally put it on there. And this asshole comes back with.
Do you want me to get you a Super Bowl 39 runner-up sticker to go with it?
To which I respond with, you motherfucker. Because that's the only thing you can say. Like, you son of a bitch. I can't. Wow, in my car at that. I'm crashing.
And I just said it again in your house.
Like, I'm gonna crash this bitch. We're all gonna die. Fuck this. I can never let this go without some kind of retribution. But that's the fuck Ken did to me today. I felt sorry.
Oh, that's the joke that's kept on going for 12 years.
That's a long joke, man.
It's a long con.
But just know that I do believe that out of all the teams we played that year, you guys had by far the best footage of our practices.
Well, hey, we used it the right way.
Son of a bitch. Anyway, fucking son of a bitch.
But anyway,
all right.
So
yeah, 2 Lombardi trophies in the NFC South.
they do, however, have 4 Super Bowl
They
losses.
do have 4 Super Bowl losses.
Yeah.
2
And do you know
belonging to the
the Broncos and the Patriots.
right. 2 belongs to the shit. Who lost the first 2?
So
Carolina
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 has
lost
lost to
to-
Denver and New England.
and
Atlanta has also lost to Denver and New England in the Super Bowl.
That's pretty special.
That's symmetry.
That's yes, parody.
That's
at its
loser
best.
symmetry.
Loser symmetry. Just parody at its best.
That's sucking harder and not trying.
That's right. One team is still reeling, feeling, dying from the pain of drafting a kicker in the second fucking round.
One team went out of its way to assassinate its superstar
I
quarterback.
swear to God, they fucking did. They really did. All right, so and one team, and I know this is old hat, but this isn't especially important. One team tried to abandon its city altogether after Katrina, which is cool, I guess. But the ownership family is on some Game of Thrones shit right now, and that's
Yeah, well,
that's
and they
really
also
not-
slapped their name on the Hall of Fame stadium.
didn't they? What fucking dicks? But all right, so let's get into it, right?
And
So
then one team, the
shit.
last team in this
God.
division,
gave the goddamn Patriots the 5th fucking Super Bowl win.
flow
You know what? I'm not even a fan of this team, but fuck this team for doing that. Like, so it's like on the inside, I'm angry about this because it could have been, it should have gone the other way. It was, you
I mean,
you let down America when you did that fucking mystery team we're gonna talk about in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, so Tampa, dude. Let's talk about the Tampa Bay fucking ears. No, seriously.
This show's gonna set a record for F-bombs.
I swear to God, I'm so angry because of that fucking Super Bowl, man.
Fuck.
Fuck it. All right, so hey, the pirate ship in the stadium for Tampa Bay is like the biggest draw for the fans. It's sure as fucking at the game. All right, so
Yeah. Jameis Winston is a gunslinging man-child who is one bad season from becoming Blake Bortles.
have you seen Blake Bortles? He threw 5 picks in a practice, and in response, their Pro Bowl lineman they just signed retired immediately. That happened.
Well, I mean, he's not the only offensive lineman who retired.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, because that's spooky.
That's not okay. But
Yeah,
so let's really drafting a kicker in the second round of last year's draft comes back to bite him in the ass this year.
Yeah.
Because the kicker that they drafted, because they drafted him high, and because he had problems, he has the yips. He's like super has the yips. And it got so bad they actually brought in another kicker to compete with him, which is not good, right? When you invest a second round in a kicker. Like if Tampa was really smart about this, well, they would have taken that kicker in the 5th round, 4th round.
Yeah,
the
he would have
highest.
been there.
He'd have been there. They'd have been able to get
4th
him.
round at the latest. He was the first kicker since Mike Nugent taken in the 3rd round or higher.
Yeah, and that's a lot of pressure on the kicker.
That is.
That's a lot of pressure, right? And they didn't do him any favors in doing that. Like his draft position will always sit.
I mean, the only other kicker who was ever taken that high was Sebastian Janikowski, and he was a 1st rounder.
Seabass, but Seabass is a treasure.
Yeah, he should have been the first kicker to ever hit a 70-yarder, but
Seabass.
And
You know what? Like about Sebastian Janikowski is he gave no fucks toward the end. Like he was out there fat as
he's
shit.
still playing.
Oh, what? Yes,
He's
he
still
is.
the Raiders kicker.
Dude, he gives no fucks.
None.
He's just out there. Like I think he eats. I think like you can, if you look close enough, you'll see he's chewing a hot dog as he lines up for a kick. He doesn't care. You gotta
He's
love
like
him.
the kicker from The Replacement.
He is.
Drunk and smoking a cigarette.
Yes, he's smoking on the field. That's Sebastian Janikowski is the Welshman.
wiry.
He's the Welshman. He's wiry.
Oh, yeah. I heard Warren Sapp's making a comeback.
Right? Yeah, Warren Sapp with his cornrows. He's got some problems, dude. Have you seen Warren Sapp recently? Like,
No.
I think he got arrested for some hookers during the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he did that.
No, there's like been a lot of shit with him. It's not been good, right? Warren Sapp, remember he went bankrupt?
Yep.
He had to sell his giant painting of himself.
Oh, poor thing.
I know, right? It sucks. But
I mean,
let's be real. As a player, you had to
Here's
respect Warren Sapp. Like,
oh yeah. I ain't saying I didn't have.
he was gonna gut whoever had back in their name. Like if they had back at the end of their title,
quarterback, fullback, halfback,
didn't matter. He's getting them.
nickelback.
Yeah, he fucked them all up. Like Warren Sapp was a beast. But I hear he's making a comeback, so that's nice. If you're a
Good for
Tampa
him.
Bay Buck, that's very nice. You know, it's nice. I'm sure his still has his old locker all set up for him.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Panthers.
The Panthers.
The Panthers, yes.
Yeah.
Dude, Cam Newton. Oh my God, right? So he's coming off one of his worst fucking seasons, right? And
I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that they had a harder schedule last year than they did in 2015.
You know, maybe it did. Maybe it was the series of non-calls that he ended up getting afflicted with.
That too.
I mean, when the
Little bit.
Denver Broncos are coming from a safety blitz and taking like overt headshots on your quarterback while he's standing in the pocket.
Hey, nobody, after Von Miller attached himself to Tom Brady's hip, when he was hitting him so much in the AFC title game.
But he wasn't hitting him in the fucking head.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, when a team recognizes that the refs aren't going to throw the flags.
Oh, there's blood and water.
Yeah, there's blood in the water.
There's blood and water. And
That's like something that Belichick schools his players on before a game. Like, study this ref's tendencies.
Oh no, yeah.
And then it's a universally known thing that Cam is not going to get calls.
No, he's not going to get calls. He's not going to get
So
the calls.
they get away with practically murder on him.
But the problem with that is he's their workhorse, and he took an absolute bludgeoning. And he played a lot of the season last year with a bad shoulder.
Yeah.
So he's coming off of a season that was statistically terrible for him, that was physically terrible for him, and he's coming off a shoulder repair to a team that has.
They fired their GM in July.
Yeah, they fired him because everybody fucking hated him. But that's not even the biggest problem. Kelvin Benjamin looks like Queen Latifah from Set It Off.
Yes, he does.
Body shape and everything, right? I'm not going to sit here and fat shame Kelvin Benjamin.
He does not look.
But
fit.
I'm also not an NFL level wide receiver, right? But
there are expectations, and you're at that point.
Yeah, at that point, when you're a professional athlete at that level playing that position, they expect a certain amount of self upkeep. Kelvin Benjamin didn't do it. He showed up to camp
Self-discipline.
Yeah, he showed up to camp fat as shit, and it's not going to help Cam at all. Because Kelvin Benjamin, it's nice to have someone that with that dynamic to throw the ball to, but not when he weighs like 320 pounds. So
245, but
yeah, the receiver, it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
for him, because he's not known to be a bulk. He's not David Boston out there, juicing up 250 pounds of David Boston.
Man, that was reaching back into the vault.
Dude, David Boston holds a special place in my heart for being the only receiver I ever seen that fucking big. He was 250 pounds.
He was jacked.
He was a linebacker that ran routes.
Yeah.
He was also
like Ron Gronkowski.
He's also on the juice. No, because Gronk is tall. David Boston wasn't that tall.
Yeah,
David Boston was
Gronk
6'7",
265.
Yeah. David Boston was 6-footer.
But he's like a linebacker running routes.
He was also juicing like super duper hard.
Oh, let's talk about Gronk, but okay.
Gronk juices on beer.
Yeah, yo soy fiesta.
Yeah, I don't know. His fucking liver's gonna shit on him on one day. But so let's talk about fashion, because Cam Newton, and you can't not talk about the Panthers without talking about Cam Newton and how he dresses, right? If you had to describe how he dresses, what would you say?
He's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
That's what I would think, right? He's also like that one lady in church, you know the one I'm talking about? With the fucking hats and the scarf. So Cam is somewhere in between those two. Between the woman at church, who's probably going to, start speaking in tongues at any point, and a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, right? Which is cool.
She's sassy.
Which is cool, but like you're 5'5"? How tall is Cam? 6'6", and you're wearing capris? Like, just fucking stop, please, stop.
Yeah. And also, I mean, seriously, he popularized dabbing. I can't forgive him for that.
All right, so the dabbing thing. You know how many winners dab right now? 0. There's 0 dabbing teams that won championships.
Yeah, exactly.
The Warriors lost that year as well.
Yep.
So if you want to win your championship, please do not dab.
Actually,
who won? Who won?
Von Miller. He dabbed during Super Bowl 50.
He dabbed to troll Cam Newton.
I know, but he still dabbed in a championship game.
I will not permit that to. No, not permitted.
You're not allowing it?
Not allowing it. The judge, nope, not allowed. Not
trolling does not count.
Trolling, nope. Trolling.
Right.
If he was legitimately dabbing after the sacks, then I would go yes. But he dabbed to fuck with Cam Newton.
All right, and I'd still shit in Von Miller's sock drawer.
I know you would, but that's because he holds a special place inside of Tom Brady.
Hey,
he holds a special place inside of Tom Brady, which you may very well see him in the playoffs this year.
We're going to see him in Denver this year.
No, in the playoffs.
No, I'm talking about in the regular season.
Let's continue shitting on the Panthers.
Yeah, we'll get to the AFC West next week.
Yeah, so, hey, the Panthers offensive line, group of portly middle schoolers.
Chubby bastards.
Portly. Not quite obese, just husky. Husky.
And not in the Yukon variety.
No, just... Remember husky jeans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, how the fuck does Ron Rivera still have a job?
I don't know. Maybe because he lucked into a generational talent at Cam Newton.
I was going to say he went 15-1 in 2015 on an easy schedule and got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but remember he was employed before that. He was
Well,
there
no,
for
he was
several years.
going to be fired the year before.
He's also in a relatively weak division. If you forget.
Yeah, well, they won the division at 7-8-1 one year.
They did.
Getting to the playoffs is the only thing that saved that man's job.
But it's like that with everybody. Like
he should have been fired in
Coughlin
2015.
existed way longer than he should have because he lucked in the Super Bowl. He backed in the Super Bowls
Yeah.
against your team
God damn it.
twice.
Shut up,
Yeah.
pig fucker.
Whoa, buddy. That's
At least I didn't call you the name of the Washington football team.
That's what we don't do slurs here.
I know.
Pig fucker's permittable, but not that
But
one.
only my friends can call me pig fucker.
Only my
right?
friends can call me pig fucker. All right, so Super Bowl 38, like the Panthers still bitch about that, which is crazy because there was like no less than 10 players got caught juicing after that Super Bowl.
Like seriously, Brad Hoover especially. Right before Super Bowl 51. I can understand Super Bowl 49, the whole Deflategate thing is fresh in everybody's mind. They have the pitchforks, the torches out. I get it. But now Super Bowl 51, where we've pretty much established that it didn't fucking matter what was going on there, and then, the Patriots are still cheaters, and then they beat us. And how are you going to bitch about cheating when half your team
was juicing.
Fuck you.
Super juicing.
Fucking A.
Like super. I remember that. I was
even their punter.
We were in Okie for that. Yeah, everybody.
When the report came out,
yeah. Like everybody
was
got
06.
flagged. It was like they all went to the same place.
Yeah,
the same like
3 of the 5 starting offensive linemen.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
And not only that, some of them did it even though they complained about the known side effects.
So what's crazy is we don't talk about that right now. Like we just forget that half the Panthers roster from that era was on the
on the 2003-04 team.
Yeah. I don't know why we don't talk about that.
Do we talk about them giving back their NFC Championship banner? No.
Well, I guess juice is one of those things that
that's a form of cheating.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
If you're gonna burn down the Patriots and all that for cheating,
at some point we can go into the nuance behind that, and we can talk about why
we'll have a debate about semantics.
Yeah, we will because that's what it is. That's what it is.
It is what it is.
Pig fucker. All right, so
sly.
All right, so hey, good news is I hear Jake Delhomme making a comeback in case Cam goes down.
Yeah, well, if he takes too many hits, he'll be right there with him on the sideline.
Yeah, Jake Delhomme, dude, you remember that? He was terrible.
And yet he has the longest pass completion in Super Bowl history.
Oh.
Yeah, well, because Eugene Wilson fell down in coverage.
Makes me sad.
Patriots fan.
Makes me sad.
I know that.
Makes me sad.
New Orleans.
Oh my God, yeah. So only New Orleans can have a quarterback throw for 5,200 yards and still go 7-9.
Not only that, but New Orleans also has a quarterback who has more 5,000-yard passing seasons than any quarterback in history. How many Super Bowls to show for it?
I believe that's one.
One of them, half of the division's Super Bowls are in New Orleans.
Well, he can say he owns 50% of the Super Bowl victories in the NFC South.
Yeah.
100% correct.
Yeah, and Tampa has the other one.
Right. Tampa does have the other one. Congratulations on lucking into a Dungy system, Gruden.
And then the coach looks like an anemic Derek Zoolander.
Right, so you have the Blue Steel look, right? He turns right, and Blue Steel, right? Derek Zoolander from the first Zoolander movie, right? But the problem with Sean Payton is he looks like sickly pale. Mm-hmm. I don't mean like I don't go out in the sun pale. I mean like my liver is shutting down because I drink too much pale.
Well, if you were the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, wouldn't you drink a lot more than you should?
I probably would. Would.
If you had to get nailed for Bounty Gate, wouldn't you drink?
So Greg is now he's DC in Cleveland, so everything worked out well for him, I guess, right?
That son of a bitch.
Because that's where winners goes to Cleveland.
To die.
Goddamn, right? So the fucking team. Oh my God, they picked up the remains of Adrian Peterson, right? Which is going to cause a running back controversy if there ever was one, because you have Mark Ingram back there, right?
Yeah.
So
beast.
And Peterson, I'm not going to sit here and say he's the shit sandwich. I just don't know where he is at this point of his career. Like, he's already going into a high-powered offense. The running game wasn't a problem, right? The running game, the offense is not a problem. Scoring points is not the problem. Maybe you could, flip him for a defensive back or something, a defensive lineman. But I don't know. Look, it's I don't know how I feel about Adrian Peterson being there. I actually kind of don't like it, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
And speaking of it is what it is. All right, you want me to talk this one or?
Say it, man.
So, the Saints traded Brandon Cooks to New England for a draft pick because why the fuck not, right?
I'm so angry with that.
Oh, I don't know. You know what the original trade was supposed to be, right?
What?
It was supposed to be Brandon Cooks for Malcolm Butler.
Yeah, it didn't happen though, did it?
No, because, the Patriots are like, you know what, Malcolm? We're going to make you play on the tag even though you're unhappy here.
If there's ever a fucking team that fleeces people just by walking in a room, it's the fucking Patriots.
Like, seriously, why are you going to give Tom Brady a deep threat?
Not just a top-notch first-round deep threat, too. Brandon Cooks is amazing. And they let this guy go to fucking New England.
For a first-round draft pick? I don't care. It's a first-round draft pick. It's the 32nd pick in the draft.
Listen, I'm not even smiling or having fun with this one. This legitimately makes me angry. Like, when I saw the trade go down, I was fucking pissed.
I was excited.
Because the Eagles have their eyes on Brandon Cooks, too. But the difference is, the Eagles, we had shit for our entire receiving core last year, and Brandon Cooks would have been a great addition. If there's a team that doesn't fucking need that,
it's a hat on a hat.
It's New England. It is a hat on a hat at this point. So now you're going to have Edelman and Mendola and Brandon Cooks.
And Gronkowski and Dwayne Allen.
What's left of Gronkowski going out there?
Well, that's why you got Dwayne Allen from the Colts.
But still, fucking shit. Good
It's
job.
not fair.
Good job, Saints, on fucking stacking the deck for these assholes even more. Now they're becoming the Golden State Warriors of football.
Hey.
Now you are. Say something.
It's the Yankees.
Fair enough.
That's the gold standard. Did we not cover this in the MLB section of the thing?
We kind of did.
Yes, we did.
You know what, man?
Pay attention.
I'm just really upset about.
I know. The rage is.
The shit is. It's not okay. All right.
Here's something else that might anger you. So Drew Brees may retire in a year or two after he breaks Favre's record.
Right.
But I hear Archie Manning's making a comeback.
It would be a great addition to have a Manning back in a Southern division because holy shit, Archie Manning. That I want to see it. I think he can do it. I think he can do it.
I think he could play quarterback in the league at 70.
Fucking bring it back, dude. Look, drop a little bit of extra pills in his Metamucil. Get him out there and let's see what happens.
Get some of that shit that Peyton was on. The HGH.
Yeah, that shit that Peyton was on. The HGH. Yeah, get some of that. So, all right. Atlanta, the Falcons. All right. Look, personally, all right. Fuck the Falcons for giving up a goddamn 25-point lead to fucking Super Bowl against the fucking Patriots, right? I was like rooting for you so hard, not because I'm a Falcons fan, just because fuck the Patriots. And a lot of America was doing the same thing. So Falcons, just know you let America down by letting these motherfuckers win another Super Bowl.
Not all of America.
Most of America.
88% of America.
I will go with that number. It's a good number.
Because 44 states. Mm-hmm. 6 states were very happy.
Yeah.
One of which I used to live in.
Yeah, you live here now. All right, the new stadium. Holy shit, they have a new stadium. It's got a giant butthole on top.
Yeah, it's got a wraparound screen in that butthole.
Does it?
Yeah, it's gonna have like the video board is gonna wrap around the entire stadium.
So, all right, so how long before that motherfucker like totally shits itself and breaks?
First half of the first game.
First half of the first game. There's an immediate failure. Immediate mechanical failure.
Yeah, like remember when Cowboy Stadium opened up and the punter was dinging balls off the scoreboard?
Yeah, well, Jarrett. He had to have the biggest, most badass screen. And
the Colts almost had that first.
Well, they didn't.
But they decided not to go with that, and Jerry's like, I love that design, because everything's bigger in Texas.
I actually do remember punters hitting the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah, but having seen that board in person, it fits the whole everything's bigger in Texas motif.
Well,
and it is awesome to look at.
If the ladies are correct, not everything's bigger in Texas.
That's their problem.
Just saying. All right, so
anyway.
Either way, the Georgia Dome's like 1,000 years old. They got a new stadium.
Yeah, 25.
Mercedes, that's like 1,000 in stadium years these days. Yeah? How old was Qualcomm?
Qualcomm's 55 years.
Was it? Qualcomm Stadium.
Yeah, where the Chargers were playing?
Yeah.
55 years.
No shit. I thought it was newer than that.
Nope.
Oh, fuck them. All right, so that's fuck them. They're the LA Chargers now with a shitty logo that got.
Oh, we are gonna roast them hard next week.
The Chargers are getting it
bad.
Bad next week. But let's talk about Arthur Blank. You want to mention Arthur Blank? Go ahead.
I have a problem with his dancing. It looks more like a seizure than anything that has any rhythm to it.
All right, so Arthur Blank looks like a villain from an orphan movie. All right, so he does the mustache, the suit. He looks like
like a bad Batman villain.
He's gonna like the Penguin, but if he did CrossFit.
And was taller.
It was taller, right? He looks
like the Joker. It looks like a Joker Penguin hybrid.
Mind you, I would party with Arthur Blank because he parties, right? I would party with him.
Oh yeah.
All right, I would know we're not going to commit any felonies because he's not Jerry Jones and he's not Jim Irsay. so I can party safely with Arthur Blank.
I don't know. I think I'd rather drink with Robert Kraft.
I mean, sure.
Get another scotch for Papa.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want that old money fucking feel to it. But Arthur Blank is
Arthur Blank owns the Home Depot.
He's a unique dude. He's a unique dude, right? And I imagine his dancing is unique as well. But when you're making that much money,
who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck? You can dance how you want to. So yeah, he doesn't have rhythm though. He doesn't have any rhythm. But so
we're getting into the greatest atrocity that the Atlanta Falcons have ever committed, and that was Super Bowl 51.
And this is all me. This is all me, sir.
Hey, can I get in here as a Patriots fan for a second?
Sure.
Because I'm going to agree with you on a lot of this.
All right.
They suck. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, what goddamn genius doesn't run the ball? Like, seriously.
You have a backfield averaging 9 yards per carry.
They were gashing them.
Gashing the Patriots, killing the clock. They couldn't stop it, and you decide you're going to run the ball a total of 5 times in the second half. Why? Why?
Not only that, after that beautiful toe tap catch that Julio Jones made, that put them in field goal range on the 22-yard line.
They decide to pass and take a sack.
They lost 23 yards in that series.
And a sack.
That is the stupidest thing. And like from a perspective of somebody, neutral evaluating the game of football, that was the stupidest thing they could have done.
That was pretty bad.
That was awful.
I was super upset.
Like, why are you going to do that? Your defense has proven they can't stop Tom Brady right now. They cannot stop the New England Patriots offense. They're not only that, they're gassed. The Patriots ran 93 plays.
Dude, that's a lot of plays.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of fucking plays.
They doubled up the Falcons' offense on that.
So Arthur
ridiculous.
Blank. Arthur Blank apparently needs to stay his ass in the press box, drink scotch and soda like the Kraft. So
yeah.
I don't know. I assume based
but
on
he was
how
down on the
dresses,
sideline waiting for the game to be
I
over.
I assumed that based on how Arthur Blank dresses that he's a Scotch neat kind of guy.
I understand that, but at the same time, he was on the sideline in the third quarter.
Yeah, how's that different from Jerry Jones, like taking snaps under center? Like seriously, like all the fucking
But most owners stay in the press box until the game is over.
Look, if I was a fucking billionaire NFL team owner, I'd be in that press box getting fucking hammered.
Yeah, well, not only that, but how the fuck do you blow a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl? Okay,
you have the fucking Shanahan kid fucking up your play calling.
Yeah, seriously, I can understand why Blank was on the sideline though,
because
it looked like it was over.
Hold on, now with respect to Shanahan, know that not only did he fuck up the play calling, but he did it in a manner that totally eliminated Matt Ryan's ability to audible out of the play. Yeah. His play calling took so long that the Falcons couldn't audible out of a more sensible play, even if they fucking wanted to. Yeah. He literally hamstrung his veteran Pro Bowl quarterback into a loss.
Yeah, well, not only, it didn't help that Dante Hightower blew right by a running back and forced a fumble.
But still, like, if you're running the ball, it's not a problem. Like, Matt Ryan can tell, I need to run the ball. But, no, you're not even giving him the chance. Like, Shanahan, honestly, where is he, in San Francisco right now?
He's now the head coach of San Francisco.
Yeah, fuck him. All right? So
he deserves that opportunity.
Fuck him. Fuck him. He fucked shit up in Washington. He did. Yep. With RG3. He fucked shit up in Atlanta just now. The guy, as far as passing, great.
He should be going to San Francisco as a Super Bowl champion.
I would agree, but he didn't because he got too fucking cute.
He got cute, yeah.
He got cute like everyone does when they play Belichick and try to outsmart him instead of doing what worked. You want to change things up, thinking he's going to change things up. Like, you can't change up.
And not only that, but seriously, Dan Quinn must really love Tom Brady enough to gift him the 2 biggest comebacks in Super Bowl history.
Yes, all right, yes. So the Seattle, Dan Quinn was the DC in Seattle when they decided not to run the ball from the 2. And not
only that, but he was also in charge of the defense that blew a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 49.
He did. And he was the head coach for the Falcons last year as they gave up a 25-point lead in the second half in the fucking Super Bowl again. So, yeah.
I mean, good for me. For the rest of y'all, you hate it.
So you think Dan Quinn is you think he goes to like Patriot parties and shit?
I think he'd be welcome.
I think he would.
Hey, we'll give you a ring with 283 diamonds on it.
So
yeah, you know how many diamonds are on the Patriots Super Bowl ring?
The best trolling ever. I thought when Jeff Fisher walked those draft picks out against Washington, that was pretty solid. Right, but what pissed me off about that, he didn't own that. He should have owned that. But that 283 fucking diamonds, oh my god, that is trolling. At this point, you're just like,
that's a masterclass on trolling.
You're just like, fuck it. So, yeah, look, it's not all bad though, right? It's not all bad. So as always, we always say, where there's hate, there's hope, right? The Bucks, listen, I know we fuck with the Bucks. They have a history of being shit, right? They managed to get that one Super Bowl, and hey, congratulations on that. But for the most of your existence, you've been terrible, right? Absolutely terrible.
That being said,
look, they have a solid team. The defense is scary. The offense is coming along. Jameis Winston, being the gunslinger he is, he's going to throw picks, but for the most part, he wins on his gambles.
Yeah, and Doug Martin is a solid running back option.
He's a solid running back option. I mean, the team is coming along.
Yeah.
It's coming along, and so the future is bright in Tampa. If
they are going to be good.
Again. But your kicker needs to go.
Yeah, I think he's going to be gone by the end of training camp.
He might be if he can't, out.
He might be one of the final cuts. Who knows?
So, the Panthers, Dave Gettleman has been fired, and all of a sudden, players want to play for them again. So, Gettleman, so you have D'Angelo Williams, who said he wouldn't come back to play in Carolina. You had
Steve Smith,
who fucking hated him. You have
Josh Norman,
who really went out of his way to shit on him, and these guys have every reason to do so.
Yeah.
The reason why they fell apart last year is because of Gettleman trying to play hardball with these stars.
Yeah, like they almost lost Greg Olsen.
They did. So
yeah, he's their tight end.
He's an
great,
all-pro.
Great tight end.
He's an all-pro. Chicago should never let him walk, but he's an all-pro. But he's gone now. And so, because he's gone, you have players like D'Angelo Williams who are not willing to come back.
Yeah, and not only that, but like you have to be a terrible breed of GM to not only get fired in July, but be replaced by the guy you replaced.
Sometimes what's old is new.
Yeah.
So
welcome back, Marty Herney.
Welcome back, sir. So
the Saints actually have cap room,
which is nice because they were hamstrung by a lot of bad contracts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that their defense not existing is a result of their bad signings.
Well, not only that, but that Drew Brees' cap hit is enormous.
Well, you're going to pay for Drew Brees.
You have to. He's the face of the franchise.
But like I said, that's a bad signing. Not that signing him was bad, was that they loaded his contract into which the cap hit was so significant later on.
Yeah.
And you're not going to cut Drew Brees.
I mean, like, seriously, this year they actually have $30 million in cap room.
30.
And that's double the cap room they have had for 2014 to 2016 combined.
So, the Saints, what they have to do, though, they got to find a successor to Brees.
Because he's got 2 years left, tops.
Which is going to be hard. You got 2 years left to figure it out. But being able to sign some defenders is going to be very helpful down in New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, if he breaks his own record and say goes for 5,800 yards passing, he might retire this year.
He might,
because he'll pass Brett Favre.
I think he wants to win in the playoffs, though. He's like,
I know, but if he passes Favre, it'd be tough to.
It'd be tough. But he's a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer.
First ballot guy.
Yeah,
we're fortunate to see several Hall of Famers playing at the same time. Seriously.
Yeah, we are.
And Brees is not a physically imposing guy. He's actually.
You realize 6 of the top 12 passing yardage quarterbacks of all time are currently playing?
Well, we're also in a league that's very pass heavy. Right. So
isn't that amazing though?
But Brees having
4 of them started playing in 04.
Dude, but Brees being able to throw 5,000 yards every season, that's ridiculous.
That is.
That's unheard of. Even maybe Marino could top that in this era. Maybe. Marino was good.
He's the only one you could pluck from the past.
He really
to now.
Montana and Young, I can also pluck. Montana he had Jerry Rice. Sorry, Jerry Rice with the rules now.
Just a player themselves into a new.
He scored more touchdowns than anyone else, and he's a receiver.
Yeah.
All right. So Jerry Rice. But so Atlanta, you're still the same team from last year. You still have one of the top offenses ever. Your defense is going to be better. You have Beasley, who's come a long way. He's learned a lot. He's going to be better this year than he was last year.
You lost Kyle Shanahan to the Niners.
So good for you. And you have a brand new stadium that looks really high speed. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. That's a high-tech looking ass stadium. It's not like the glass monstrosity in Minnesota. This thing looks pretty good. Now, while I am apprehensive about the big silver arrow on the side, the Mercedes-Benz. It just doesn't seem right.
Well, not only that, but like the multi,
It's not the traditional shape of a stadium.
No.
But at the same time, I think Mercedes has their name on another stadium in the league.
Yeah, the Saints.
Yeah, so it's
Mercedes-Benz has their stamp on 2 teams in this division.
Yeah, I have issues with that. But if they're going to spend the money to put the name on the side, I guess so. There's hope in Atlanta. Now, what I hope you motherfuckers do is if you guys end up in the Super Bowl playing the Patriots again, I hope you understand that having a lead in the second half means you run the ball to milk the clock. And I hope you fucking win your first goddamn championship, because I cannot have the Patriots winning 6 during this era.
Blitz for 6 is on.
Yeah, all right, Pittsburgh fans, I need you guys to step up to prevent this from happening, but I don't need you to get 7. All right, so I need you to
I don't
get
need.
7.
I don't want Pittsburgh to get to 7th heaven either.
I don't either.
You're here. I'm here. Let's do this.
Let's do this right now.
You know what? Just because we didn't get them hard enough, we're gonna roast. Who we gonna roast, Dirty?
Falcons getting it. Falcons are getting
Fucking
it.
bitches.
Right in the mouth. Give it to them.
All right, like look, you Home Depot ass owning motherfucker with your fucking bad dancing on the sidelines of the Super Bowl when you should be up in the press box waiting for the game to be over, you dumbass motherfucker.
Fucking boring ass Matt Ryan never saying shit, but finding the time to throw your offensive coordinator under the bus at the press conference ass, having fucking Super Bowl losing ass team.
Man, Matt Ryan being named after a cheap, shitty beer like, Matty Ice. Ooh, what? Because you cool under pressure, motherfucker? You weren't even on the field in Super Bowl 51 for the fourth quarter. Fuck off. Fucking dumbass motherfuckers not running Devontae Freeman and Tevin Cole.
Yeah. Fucking game plan your way out of a victory against Belichick. Are you fucking serious, dude? Look,
Fucking 28-3 elite blowing ass motherfuckers.
I fucking hope San Francisco falls into the fucking ocean. Just take your shitty ass former offensive coordinator with us so he can't taint the NFL.
Man,
anymore.
Kyle Shanahan's a dumb motherfucker for not
I
running the
fucking
ball.
hate Kyle Shanahan, and you know what? I hate his daddy now just because he birthed Kyle Shanahan.
Like, like he was the Lord should have been swallowed or something.
Oh my god, yeah, he definitely should have ended up on the fucking toilet in the flush.
Seriously, dumbass motherfucker.
But,
Dan Quinn blowing the biggest leads in Super Bowl history twice.
Fucking
Like-
dang.
Stop! He's already dead.
1, 2, 3.
Greetings, I'm Dirk Digley of the Philadelphia Digglers.
And I'm Kenneth Dorksworth of the Connecticut Dorksworths.
And we are here to give you Dirk Digley's shitty game time beer of the week. So let's talk about the beer of the week, right?
Holy shit, let's
Oh my god. Alright, so
that is terrible. Terrible.
Today's beer is Natty Bo.
Natty Bo.
National Bohemian Beer. It's a Baltimore staple, right? It's brewed in
shit.
Milwaukee. It's brewed in Milwaukee, right? It is from the land of pleasant living. Oh boy,
What a beer.
what a beer! And it's got a mustachioed fucking cyclops on the can.
Yeah, like really? What is up with that?
But it's not a good beer at all, right? So the last show we were like sitting there drinking the hams, and we were like, yeah, the hams is one of those beers that it wants to be more than it is. This beer is content with fucking working
Minimum wage.
at the gas station. It really is. This is not a delicious beer.
This is an underachiever.
It really is. And the fact that I see people I understand why there's such like sorrow and doom and gloom in Baltimore now, because they're drinking this garbage. Like,
oh my god.
this shit will make you hate rainbows. Like this fucking beer is
and puppies and kittens.
and like this beer, it's so. It's not the worst. Like,
I mean, we pride ourselves on finding shitty beers for the show,
but
but
man, we went above and beyond for this.
we did.
We went above and beyond for
We
this.
suffer for our art.
We suffer for the art. Like, all right, so if the beer was like exceptionally terrible bad, like the Yingling IPL was so bad that I had a ton of adjectives spring to mind.
Yeah.
This beer is like Bud Light if you watered it down. It's so devoid of any character or It's I would say neutral, but it's not even like neutral means you're somewhere. This beer is nowhere. It's like it's a nothing beer.
Yeah,
I've never really drank a
How
nothing
many have I
beer.
had during the show? This is 3, 4?
Several.
And I don't feel anything.
They're terrible. Like, all right, so if you want the Baltimore experience, a couple things: get yourself some Natty Bo, and then pretend the government's out to get you, and that will bring you into the Baltimore spirit of things, because this is a really shitty beer.
It's terrible.
It's absolutely terrible.
God, this is garbage.
I am sad.
Steaming hot garbage.
This beer makes me sad. It does not make me happy. It makes me sad. It makes
Cat
me,
piss and broken dreams.
I would drink Zima over this shit.
like, let's bring back Zima.
I got one bottle upstairs. I got like 1 or 2 bottles upstairs. Like that 6-pack lives on forever.
So that's the shitty beer.
Look, it's an exceptionally shitty beer this week, right? So if you hate yourself and you want to drink, but you want to hate drink, get yourself a 12-pack of Natty Bo, and have like National Bohemian. If you could somehow tap. If you can have a lower expectation for beer than what you have for natural light, this is it. This is like natural light.
I had lower expectations for this than Genesee Cream Ale.
Like I would drink Genesee Cream Ale. I would drink natural light.
I would drink Stroh's.
Schlitz. Dude, we passed up a Milwaukee's Beast Light, Milwaukee's Beast Ice. We skipped out on all
natural
those beers.
Beer, yeah.
The natural beers. We skipped out on Miller High Life this week. We got to do it next week, though. We got to do the champagne
next
beers
week's
next week.
shitty beer is Miller High
Miller
Life.
High Life out of bottles because champagne of beer, buddy.
We got to be living the high life.
The high life, sir. But this it's really such a it's.
I think we've beaten the fact that we hate this beer into the ground.
I really don't like this beer. It really bothers me. Like,
so let's move on to our shitty hot takes.
Why am I doing this to myself? Anyway, so all right. So my hot take, right? So the shitty hot take of the week. Hot take of the week. Hot take. So hey, look, I've been watching Eagles training camp. There's a lot of positional battles going on right now, right? For one, Carson Wentz looks absolutely stellar.
Yeah.
Could be because the DBs we have are shit. However, his accuracy is on point. His throwing guru he saw in the summer, hey, that's a good move. Saw last in the offseason. Hey, look, the dude has made some improvements. He's looking to take the next step, right? Yeah. But Nelson Aguilar, who I was ready to chalk up as a bust, apparently he's caught everything. He's also the fastest player in camp at 21.9 miles per hour clocked during camp. So dude is smoking right now, right? He's killing it, and he's done a lot of his damage out of the slot. The thing is, you have Jordan Matthews, who also is a slot guy, but he's had some nagging, undisclosed knee injury. Yeah, quote unquote. Undisclosed knee injury that's been slowing him down. So I see him getting traded. I see Matthews becoming expendable all of a sudden. Now remember, I'm not saying he's going to get traded in preseason. I'm saying regular season, he's going to get fucking traded.
By week 6.
By week 6, he's gone. Here's why.
Because that's the trading deadline.
Because if Aguilar shows up and Aguilar plays, because he's going to get playing time in the slot now, because he's not the number 1 or 2 option anymore. You got Alshon Jeffrey out there at 1, and you have Torrey Smith, who's made himself back into a number 2. If you have Aguilar in the slot and he's killing, he's faster than Torrey Smith, and he's killing your defenders, and he's catching the ball and making the plays, Matthews becomes expendable, because Matthews, while he's a big body, doesn't blow you away in any other way. He's a great possession receiver, right? But if he's going to have these nagging knee injuries during a contract year, he's going to fucking get...
You better get some value for him now.
Yep. Now, they can't trade Michael Kendricks, because Michael Kendricks, they need depth at linebacker. Even though Michael Kendricks wants to go, they need more linebackers. So he's going to stay, but they have receivers now. They went from having no receivers to all the receivers. And so I'm saying my hot take is that by week 6, Jordan Matthew has been traded to, I don't know, which team doesn't have any receivers? Cleveland? So probably Cleveland for like
whoever can pony up the most value.
Yeah, whoever can pony up the value for him. It could be Cleveland, it could be Denver, it could be someone looking at
What do you think he's worth?
I'm going to say his current production, he's worth a second rounder at least. Second round. Here's why.
Jordan Matthews worth a second rounder?
Yes.
I'd go third.
Look, I'm saying high end. You can get a second rounder for him.
Okay.
He's a first round. He's a first round pick, and he's put up numbers that places him number 3 on pace. He's behind like Jerry Rice and one other receiver as far as his production. Right, but his stats are artificial because he was the only guy. His stats are artificial the same way prior stats are artificial. He's the only guy that was worth shit in the receiving course. He was going to catch a ton of balls. He made some good catches. He got hit. He held onto the ball. He's a company guy. He's not going to hurt your locker room. He's great. You want him.
Yeah.
But at this point, somehow Jordan Matthews has become expendable. So I see him getting traded. That's my hot take. And if you don't like it, fight me.
So I'm going to spin back to baseball, which is something we haven't covered much here. The Houston Astros currently the only American League team with 70 wins. Out of 107. They're doing really well.
That's pretty good.
70 and 37.
Pretty good.
They'll win 105.
Yeah.
But they're going to get swept in the ALDS.
Oh.
First round.
Ooh, swept. Are they that weak?
Well, they've been the beneficiaries of fortunate bounces. And then not only that, but, the injuries are mounting for them.
Luck only take it so far.
Yeah, their ace Dallas Keuchel has spent time on the disabled list this season.
Yeah.
Lance McCullers, George Springer, UConn graduate. What? Hey, I gotta give some dap to my alumni.
I'm not mad at that, man. I'm not mad at that.
Hey,
right.
man. So George Springer, he spent some time on the DL. A lot of the guys, I know Jose Altuve can only hit so much. 5'5", little Mighty Mouse spark to the bat. He hits 375 every year. It's ridiculous.
That's pretty good, though.
He is good, Altuve.
Yeah. All right.
But
well,
I just think they're gonna get swept.
huh? Well, we'll see how that goes. That's
October
a pretty good
will
take.
bear fruit.
That's a pretty good take right there, man. To say the team coming into the playoffs at 105 wins gets swept in the first round.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a hot take right there, man. That is Stephen A. Smith level shit right there.
Fucking A.
Stephen A. Smith.
That's saying that Dallas Keuchel's going to get beaten in Game 1
That's crazy.
by a team that played the wild card game.
Craziness.
Insanity.
Yep. All right. So, hey, look, that's it, right? So, as always, you can hit us up if you want some input. You hit us up on the Facebook page. You can get us up on email at dirtdiggler2823@gmail.com. We're on YouTube. We're on Mixcloud. SoundCloud's dying, but we're still on SoundCloud. We did good. We had like oh jeez.
Not good there. Oh, hey,
We had like 57 listens on Mixcloud on the last show. And we had another 30
Yeah.
on views on YouTube.
So we're hitting triple digits.
Hey, I want to say, hey, look, to all those folks who supported us, thank you. Continue to support us. Tell a friend, tell a family, have them tell friends and family. I know it's hard to follow up last time that show was ridiculous.
Oh, it was great.
It was ridiculous. But yeah, like we really appreciate it. And that's really it.
We're enjoying the ride.
Dirt and the Dork
out.